Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. There we go. A little bit louder. I've been looking at the sky all night, see shit. Thinking how you died, but you said I could be shit. Now I'm on my grind, baby, look at me now. Look at me now, yeah. All this cash on me make them wanna go down. I can fake up, girl, I can make it slow down. I can show you up, baby, I'm a po-fo. Sipping all day, baby, what you waiting for? If you need a drink, I got drugs on me. Gotta watch for the 12, I got drugs on me. I've been going hard, I've been working OT. I'ma make a stack, put it on my mommy. Right when I swing at the ground, you blink. I got a drop, I can spin your drink. Forward they saying and forward they. What's up, guys? Taking the ring. I remember that time we were sipping on wine. I could see it in your eyes, you were feeling alive. Why I tell you I was good, why the fuck would I lie? I remember saying twice, baby, I should drive. I should let you hold the keys, baby, take them inside. If you taking my advice, maybe then you survive. Yeah. I've been looking at the sky all night and see shit. Thinking how you died, but you said I could be shit. Now I'm on my grind, baby, look at me now. Look at me now, yeah. All this cash on me make them wanna go down. I can feel up, girl, I can make it slow down. I can show you up, baby, I'm po-fo. Sipping all day, baby, what you wait for? If you need a drink, I got drugs on me. Gotta watch for the 12. You had 200 tick. Oh, nice, Dusty, bro. You got the short, of course, obviously, then. Right. This 2-hour close hopefully comes up in the last few minutes. It does look like it's starting to pump. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get out of this trade and call it for a loss today. We've got a top step going here. That's the funded. Right. We need to make some money. Buying back down, that's no good. And I actually threw up a little bit on this guy too. The bulls are just not in town at all today. Despite this being a great zone to be buying in on. We could just get a massive pump. You know, it's possible, but we need to play a little bit cautious. Like, everything is telling me, maybe not everything, it is relatively bearish, right, from that close. Retest there, continue down. But, you know, there should be a bounce here, in reality, somewhere in this zone. The issue is, maybe that was the bounce sort of thing, right? And it just wasn't enough for us to capitalize on. So I might have to close this out for a loss, which will be all right. I don't mind a $100 to $200 loss. Anything more than that, it starts hurting. And, you know, I'm playing the Top Step account relatively safe as well, you know, because there's the $2,000 drawdown unfunded, so. It's just trickling down, right? And that's the kind of action that, you know, after about noon, it kind of picks its direction, right? It doesn't really reverse for the day afterwards, right? So you've kind of got your, if it doesn't reverse in the morning, it tends to just tick all day in the same direction. So it looks like, you know, 30 seconds left on this. You know,
pretty much one of the worst closes we could have imagined.
Please don't try, never show my back. Bitch, don't cry, just move that tag. That's trash, thought I never really say this. Call my music on my ex bitch playlist. Bitches say 613, that's the greatest. But I never see no niggas ever famous. Vex boy, leg boy, trash boy. 10 fake baby, face ass boy.
Just doesn't look good in the slightest, right?
That I never do shit, but my thoughts never sit. So I'm never not slick, nigga. Watch me leave this place you stay. Think about the fall you made.
Yeah, there's the close.
Fucking shit you say, I may be back another day.
I think I need to at least close out one of these and then sit with it for a moment, right? I need to at least close out one of them and then
Order filled.
sit with it, right? One of the things that you can do is, you know, if you're still emotionally attached to it, tomorrow's FOMC, yeah, it doesn't matter. News doesn't matter. If you're still emotionally attached to a trade, maybe close out some of it, you know. It's like there's still something in me that tells me that, you know, this will reverse here. So I'm gonna wait. We just got a bad close, which brings us down about $100 so far. Now these stock investments I'm still fine with. Nothing's really going too bad, you know. Still 8+% up on the personal, so it's not too big of an issue. And I've got this guy sitting here too. Now I don't care about the combine too much. The combine, I would like to just have it kiss here and then rip, so I'm perfectly fine letting that combine just juice it out. But I'm gonna after that close, I just lower one of the risk because that just looked really bad for me. And I'm just, there's no reason, it doesn't look good, right? It does not look good in that level. But the issue is, you know, we still haven't closed below this zone, right? So there's a decent chance it comes down a wicks and then comes back up, because this is a huge move for them to take also, right? Now, the first entry I had was the origin of this move, right? So if you go on the 2 hour, you've got this move, right? So we came back and I bought here, and then I bought lower, hoping that we would wick that, right? And they didn't wick it. So this second trade that I took on this red line, right? And so it was essentially zero risk. So that second trade I just closed out for like maybe negative 20 bucks. So this first trade is still okay, right? So you can see managing your risk there is pretty decent for today, despite being in a drawdown. I'm not too bothered by it. This is why I like to DCA a little, but not to an excess. Your ability to cut a trade and look at things objectively is on point, bro. Thank you, man. I'm still not good, but I'm better than most traders for sure. And there's a like, I can explain to you. Let me actually turn this down slightly so I can hear in case there's. Let me explain to you exactly what I'm feeling so you guys can understand. Right? Is this chart? I was like, oh wow, that's really bullish. It must be a buy today, right? I don't see any reason for this to be bearish, right? So I was like, okay, I'll buy off of the level, right? And then it was okay. Came down to the level. I'm like, oh, perfect, right? Entered in. We got that little wick, and I'm like, okay, this looks okay, right? Kind of a bad close, but it's still okay because that's still a good level, and they wicked the bottom, right? So I'm getting energy into it, right? Like I'm basically saying, you know, this is confirming what I want, right? But then it keeps going against me for some reason, right? So now I'm confused, right? And I'm questioning myself, right? And after, I'll tell you which candle, this one here, this 30-minute candle, I started to really doubt myself, and my emotion flipped to hope, okay? And I started feeling, I hope it goes up because I want to be right now. Rather than I could have cut a trade, for $100 loss or whatever it was. I could have cut it for, I think it was $100 or $80 loss or something like that. But I was like, I'll let it go a little bit further because, oh, maybe this is the one, right? And this is the honest emotion. Is like, I knew it wasn't right at that point. Not completely right, but I'm still emotionally attached to it. So I'm still not very good. But I know that I'm recognizing that emotion, that I'm hoping it comes back. And that's a key indication for me to prepare to get out, okay? So what I said is, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the hourly because the hourly might wake up because the previous hourlies were as well. And once that hourly hit, I get my second confirmation that I'm sitting in hopium, right? And I don't know what's going to happen now, okay? So I allow myself a little bit more grace and then I cut it. Just a little bit, okay? Once I have that feeling of hope, I know I need to start positioning myself in a manner to get out and cut my ego, right? Because right now I feel like I'm like a loser, you know what I mean? Not like beating myself up sort of thing, but I feel like an idiot, right? Because I wasn't right. Despite everything, like, it's for sure it's going up, right? So now I'm sitting in it and I'm not able to fully cut my loss. So I'm cutting as much of it as I can so I can still feel like I'm in this trade, right? So I'm cutting majority of my risk, right? And I don't mind, like I would be okay if we went for another, this would be another $60 loss. That's okay with me because then I would lose like 180 on the day, okay? And I'm planning out now what's the case where I'm completely wrong because I don't care about the win anymore. The win side doesn't matter because I've already lost for the day, right? So I'm just preparing myself and I'm giving myself an emotional like kind of box where I can feel comfortable without hurting myself. So it's still a balance of balancing my emotions of like I'm not perfect at controlling my emotions yet here, but I am recognizing that I shouldn't be in this trade right now. And I know that I shouldn't be in this trade, but I am allowing myself to still feel attached to it, right? So ultimately the reality is I should have closed both. But I know that this is, I know in my head and in my heart that I should close both of these because that's how I manage my risk best because I don't know what's happening anymore, right? See what I mean? Cool as a Shaolin monk. Yeah, everything bullish. Day chart might come back down. Yeah, like there's a decent chance that it still picks up here because if you recall, like there's another trade idea I have, which is these lows, right? So this trade idea was wrong. So I'm going to close it out. Majority of it out sort of thing so that I can reduce my risk. I'll set up for the next trade setup, but I'm still somewhat attached to this one, right? And if I see a good opportunity to get in, I will re-add to that second one, right? So this now lowers my risk and still gives me the opportunity to add another one lower if it keeps going against me, okay? And then we could potentially end the day. I would love to end the day at like a break even sort of thing now, right? Without trying to over trade to make it back, right? The only thing that I'm looking for now, I'm not going to short because that would be stupid to short after that, right? Especially into this resistance or support area. So we're going to wait. We're going to wait. And the reality of closing out one of those positions is because I need to manage my margin, right? And I'm gonna tell you this, that when I closed out that position, now I have the freedom to manage my risk safer, okay? I'm not managing my account the best, right? But I can manage my risk safer. So if it goes against me, I can still add to a trade because I can only have 2 micros maximum. That's what this challenge is, right? 1 to 2 micros, right? So if I close out one and it goes against me, well, now I can add another one and still get a profitable trade, because if it does reverse and come back up, I could still be profitable. But if I'm sitting with 2 micros up here and it goes against me, right, I'm stuck in all that drawdown. And even if I'm right, I'm not going to make money. But if I close it out now and it goes against me, well, now I've managed that properly. I'll add to it when it's safe, and then I'm going to get out for profit because the average entry is going to be down here. But the other thing is, so there's 3 things that could happen. 1, it goes against me. I add to it. I get out for profit. Okay. 2 is it just goes straight up, right? And then I get out for profit. Okay. Or 3, it goes super against me, and I've already determined that I accept that loss. That is not too bad now because it's only 1 contract now, right? So the three scenarios are perfectly fine with me now. Do you understand? Do you understand the logic here? There's 3 possible things that can happen, and I'm happy with all of them, right? So this balances my emotions to be comfortable in all cases. And we have to be realistic with ourselves, right? Like, I'm not a robot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be hurt in a lot of cases, and I need to give myself like a warm hug, you know what I mean? In all scenarios of things that could happen. So I need to give myself some compassion, right? I need to give myself some freedom and you know what I mean? So that no matter what happens, I'm still comfortable, okay? If it goes in my favor, I'm comfortable. If it goes against me, I add, and then in my favor, I'm comfortable. If it goes against me and it hurts me, then I'm still comfortable because it's not that bad, okay? Because I still made the right decision to close some of it, you know what I mean? I still close some of it, so I'm going to feel good about making the right decision, okay? Does this all make sense to you, what I'm saying? Is no matter what happens, I'm going to feel good about the decision I made so that I'm not beating myself up and then going on tilt. Because that is the most damaging thing, is going on tilt, okay? Do you see? I'm going to say it again because this is super, super critical. I'm setting myself up in a situation that I'm going to feel good about my decision if it goes in my favor or if it goes against me, right? I don't care about if I won or lost. I care about if I'm right or wrong, right? That's what my ego is telling me. My ego tells me that I need to be right. So me closing out 1 allows me to be right if it goes against me, and it allows me to be right if it goes in my favor. So it allows my ego a lot of safety so that I don't make a poor decision in the future. So despite this not being the best decision right now, because I believe, 1, I hope that it goes in my favor, right? So if I left everything running and it went in my favor, that's glorious. But if it went against me, I would have fucking really beaten myself up, right? 2, if I closed everything out and then it went in my favor, I would have felt really bad because I made the wrong decision. You know what I mean? And then potentially from both of those cases, I now feel like an idiot even more. And now I try to fucking make up for that problem of feeling like an idiot. Because if I make the wrong decision, I'm a dummy, you know what I mean? And I need to fix it. But this is a really safe way that you can control your ego and feel safe and things are okay. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, this is a really weird way of thinking about trading, right? Obi-Wan over here. It's a really weird way to be thinking about trading. Is positioning yourself to be happy that you lost or won. You know what I mean? Like, tilt is what will ruin you, right? It's not losing a trade here and there. You want to make sure you're safe from tilt. And that's risk management. Mental game. Exactly. I'm literally betting on my mental game right now. I'm hedging my ego. I'm hedging my bets of my ego by allowing myself to be right no matter what. So that, because I am at a place of pain right now. So I have to put it in a position where I feel like I'm safe no matter what. Does that make sense? Let's do a giveaway. Meow meow, hi Silas. Let's do a giveaway. We're gonna go plus ego. I'm gonna take a quick video for the while you guys do that for the check. Right, so the trade started to go against us. We had added to it, so we had 2 contracts. As the maximum allowed is 2 micro contracts. And it went against us a little bit. We got a bad close, and I started feeling a feeling of hope. Once I feel hope, I know that that's me not trading anymore, and it's me gambling, right? So once I felt that, I now need to do something interesting. I need to get out of that trade. But the issue is, if it then goes in my favor, my ego is going to be really hurt that I made the wrong move. So what I often do is I decide that I'm going to close half of it so that I can actually manage my ego, which is another part of risk management, because tilt is the most difficult thing for you to manage, is the most likely thing to make you blow your account and have issues in the long run. So when I'm wrong, I often just hedge myself so that I can feel right, no matter if it goes in the right direction or the wrong direction. I closed out half, and if it goes in my favor, I still feel right. If it goes against me, I still feel right for closing some of the position. Now, it also gives me the opportunity to add to the trade if it goes against me again, and then I can possibly get myself a really good trade, but I'm not going to really push that. It's only if there's a really great setup that comes up. Something we were just talking about stream here, but I'm going to show you the charts here. So you can see it went against us. We got some bad closes. We closed it out, right? So we do have a little bit of a loss running, and I'm going to let that run for the day. Eagle, let's do it. Let's roll the thing. Only 8 people? What's going on here? Alright, I guess we're spinning it. Well, the winner once again. If only 8 people enter at a time. Like, I don't know why more people don't enter. You guys had like 2 minutes to enter. Oh, was it go or ego? Oh, it was go. Okay, no, we're doing it again. I typed it wrong. It's supposed to be ego. I'm gonna clear it.
You wrote go instead of ego.
Yeah, we're gonna go again. I misspelled it. It's my mistake this time. Okay, we're gonna go again. Bear Pub, you're not gonna win this time. It was a mistake on my end. Okay, I was confused why there were so few people. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. What's up, Silas? Meow meow. All right, let's do that. That's pretty good now, huh? Okay. Who we got? Shahab 18. Nice. Congrats, bro. Maven Discord. Open up a ticket. 5K 1 step is what you just won, okay? We missed that entry, didn't it? Oh. Now, the thing is, you know, good chance they reject here right at our entry, right? Really good chance right at our entry. Honestly, it might even just be wise to close out at the entry. Actually, I might even do that because this is more of a swing. I might even just close it there and then just accept the loss because we do have the stock positions, so I'm fine letting that. Silas, shut up. Why meowsing? So much meows. And then from here, you know, I'm not sure we're gonna hit that. I don't think we're gonna hit that 200, but we could try shooting for 200 there. There you go. So we have 3 different things kind of going there, right? This is not going to hit for sure, but this one's going to be more of a YOLO. This one we go for the minimums, right? We're going to try to add to it and see if we can get a pullback at some point in the day, right? Because I just want the 200. And this one, I don't really care. We just want to reduce our risk is all, because this is a constant running one. We want to reduce our risk because we are in really good profit, and there's no point for us to play something that's not working out, right? So we're going to let that go. We're going to take that off, actually, I think. And then literally just, you know, this is not a bad position to lose. Like, I think I made $150 yesterday. You know, no, yesterday was like $200, right? So if I lose 150 today, 100 to 150, I'm happy with that, because overall, you know, you're making 1% in 2 days, which is wild, right? A wild amount of money still, right? So we can still sit. I'm not too bothered. There's a really decent chance that it rejects off of those levels, right? So and then we want to wait for this to be bullish again before we get bullish, right? It looks like a bearish day. Honestly, it might just be wise to get out. Might even just be wise to get out of this guy, because I don't want to sit this guy and draw down all day. Now that it's coming back up a bit. We'll watch the 5. Yeah, I mean, so this is the thing is, if we close this right now, we lose $100 on the NASDAQ today, which is, you know, I'm comfortable with that. That's perfectly comfortable with me, you know. That's not very much. I might actually just do it. This looks ugly for the day. I'm going to close that out. We're going to call that. We're going to leave that actually for date. And so what's interesting is, you know, as you know, you can do this too. This is another thing I'm going to walk you through my emotions again. Is I closed out one, not a big deal, right? Honestly, it could just rally up and I'll feel like an idiot, but that's fine. But now I'm becoming disconnected with it, right? And as time goes on, I care less and less about the trade, right? And also, now that it's only one contract, after like 15 minutes of sitting with it, I'm like, oh, it's only one contract. It's not a big deal, right? It's only $40 now, right? Rather than it was like $100 before, right? So now I'm sitting with it. I'm like, oh, just another $40. It's not a big deal. I'm not really bonded with this trade too much, right? So I'm actually okay, you know, closing out a little bit more, okay? See what I'm saying? So I'm gonna close out a little bit more, right? And we're gonna go here too, and I think we're gonna close out a little bit more of this guy, right? And then that way, I'm not fussed anymore now. Like, close out a little bit more. Now this is a brand new trade. I lost $200 today, right? Not a huge deal. If things change, I'll add to it again, right? The problem with the funded account, though, is we have to play it a little bit differently, right? Actually, I might be wise to be leaving. I might be wise to actually let this run. Because the thing is, if I lose $200 on the funded account, that's really detrimental for my payout, right? Because I need to then trade another day, 2 more days, right? In order to get the same amount of payout. Because I need to make that 200 back and I need to make another $200, right? So if I make 2 more days, because I have 2 more before I get a payout, I'm only going to be sitting with a balance of like $1,100, which is really crappy, right? So it might be wise to be sitting in this. It'd be wise to wait and then see how the day develops though, right? I'm gonna wait for now, but this does leave us in a position that's a little bit odd now for the funded account. And I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what to do about it, because usually what I do is I just risk the whole thing. But because I need this to eat, I have a completely different mindset, right? If I don't get this payout, I don't eat. You know what I mean? With the challenge. Normally I would just risk the entire account. You know what I mean? But I need to get a payout this week. Otherwise, I basically fail this challenge, and I have to. I mean, I don't quite fail yet, because I still have $230, $200 something dollars. I don't fail quite yet, but you know, I can't buy groceries anymore. I'm out for groceries. I'm done for groceries, because that $200 needs to be for another challenge if both of these blow. You know what I mean? How much trust do you have in each trade? 100%. I don't know. I wouldn't take a trade unless I believe it makes money for me. Do you use break even or hold till target? I just go based off of the closes. I don't generally I don't care what the price says too much. Which prop firm do I trade? I would suggest Maven for CFDs and Top Step for futures. Have you ever gotten denied a payout? No. Because I don't use scam firms. Am I on a diet? No. I fasted. So I did break my fast at like midnight because I couldn't sleep because I was so hungry. But I fasted for 28 hours, and I went and I had some leftover chips and hummus that I got, so I grabbed those. I slept at home last night. My mom left this morning. She stayed for a couple days. What do you think about Take Profit Trader? I don't know. I'm not going to suggest any firms except for Maven and Top Step. I mean, this could rip, and then maybe I'm going to feel like an idiot, but whatever. Connect. What the heck, man? Why does it do this stupid thing? We're just not going to connect. We're fine. We're not in any trades, so. Why don't I ever talk about my father? I don't really have one. I mean, there is a father, but I don't know him. Am I becoming Muslim? No. My religious views boil down to following the teachings of the Buddha, Jesus, and I suppose Marcus Aurelius, if you think of that as some sort of religion or mindset sort of thing. It's not really a religion. None of those are religions. I would not say I'm religious. But there's spiritual practices in the 3 teachings that of the people I just mentioned. Is this challenge affecting your holding position in closing a loss? Are you still in the mindset, if I lose, I don't mind having bread? I'm basically trading the same. The only difference is what I just basically said about the prop firm is like I have to get a payout. You know what I mean? So normally what I would do on this prop firm challenge is I would be shooting, but what I do for prop firm challenges is I shoot for the same amount as my drawdown. On a CFD firm, I would probably shoot for less. because you have way more drawdown in Forex. But I only have 2,000 drawdown. So I would shoot for 2,000 normally and just risk the whole thing, because randomly betting, you have a 50-50 chance of doing that. And then I have a very high win rate. So I have, once I'm funded on something like Top Step, I have an 80% chance to get a payout. When I'm on the challenge, I have a 50% chance to pass the challenge, making me have a 40% chance to get a payout overall. For every challenge I do, there's a 40% chance I get a payout. So, and I know this math for sure, and I can show you what that boils down to, right? So if I spend $50 on a, let me actually record this on my, and then say it again, just so I'll get a clip for the vlog too. Check. Okay. So I know exactly my probability of getting a payout every single challenge I get. So we'll boil it down. I have a 40% chance to get a payout for every single challenge I do, because I pass 50% of the time, and then once I'm funded, I have an 80% chance to get a payout from every single funded account. So that boils down to 40% per challenge. So if we go, I spend $50 on a challenge, that means I have a, that means for every funded account, it costs me $100, right? Because 50% of them pass, so I have to buy 2 in order to get a funded account. Okay, so now I have a 1 funded account. So then I pay $150, right? For that activation fee. So every funded account costs me $250, okay? And then from there, I have a 80% chance to get a $2,000 profit. And then I only get half of that, right? I only get 50% profit split, right? So I have an 80% chance to get $1,000, okay? So $1,000 on average, if I times that by 0.8, is $800 on average. So on average, every funded account gives me $800, and I'm going to completely omit, because I usually just blow the second time. Sometimes like 50% chance I get another one, another payout. But basically, for every funded account, I get $800 minus the $250, right? So for every funded account, I make $550 on average. Okay. For every challenge I buy, I make $550 on average. Okay. So that more or less doubles two times ROI basically, because your average account is $50 plus half of an activation fee, which is $75. Okay. So I spend on average $125, and then I make back $550, right? So my divided by 125, okay, is I have a 4x ROI on prop firm challenges, okay, which is pretty dang good. Now that doesn't include the second potential payout, which I have a 50% chance roughly to get a second payout, right? Because now I have less drawdown on the second payout. And the second payout will be, I just shoot for minimums, right? So the second payout, I'll have 1,000 drawdown. I'll shoot for $200 a day and I have a 50% chance to do that, okay? So that would give me not very much money. So, you know, you round up and it ends up being about 5x of my expenses, right? Now, when you're trading with very little amount of money and you can't really just churn accounts like crazy, that makes it risky, because your risk of ruin is another factor that you need to place in, right? So if you don't have very much money, your risk of ruin is very, very high. But if I have $100,000 sitting that I can spend, I basically have a 0% risk of ruin by churning accounts like that, right? But if I only have $300 to spend, well, I can only buy 1 or 2 accounts. You know what I mean? So my risk of ruin is pretty high, because you need to know what's your percentage of getting a payout, which mine is 40%, right? So my risk of ruin, if I only buy 2 challenges, is pretty high, because you know, 40% each time times 0.4 again, 0.4 times 0.4 is a 16% chance risk of ruin if I buy 2 challenges. You know what I mean? I don't know if this math makes a whole lot of sense to you guys, but let's say I can buy 5 challenges. Okay, well then you go 0.4 to the power of 5, right? And now my risk of ruin is 1%. Okay, so it's 1% chance that I lose all of my money if I buy 5 challenges and I lose everything, right? But with this competition I'm doing, I basically only have 3 challenges. I only bought 3 challenges. So 0.4 to the power of 3. This is just all math. I have a 6.4% chance that I fail this entirely, right? If I have a 6.4% chance that I don't get a payout at all. And the thing is, that is a calculation that happens every single cycle. So I buy 3 for this month. There's a 6% chance that I fail, right? And then next month I buy another 3. There's another 6% chance that I fail. So those stack, okay? So if I don't actually start building more money, then my risk of ruin stays the same. So 6%, you know, times 2. Now I have a 12% chance to go bust at some point in the 2 months. If I do this for the course of 6 months, well, times that by another 3, I have a 36% chance to go bust at some point in 6 months if I don't start stacking more and more money. It's all math. It's all math, guys. How do you do top-down analysis according to DMC? I draw the levels on the high time frames. Those are really important levels. Okay, and then I look for reactions off of them, or I just buy them blindly, right? And then, so here, I'll show you. How do I do top-down? I draw levels on weekly and monthly. Now, mind you, there's no levels, right? So I look for the most significant high time frame, right? There's still no levels, right? Nothing near. So I'm like, okay, there's nothing. So I drop down even further. Okay, nothing really. But there was that 8-hour level that we tried to buy up right now, right? This was actually my original thought. I wanted to buy in that zone, which we might be buying off of now. We'll see. Still nothing really, right? This is the major level, right? All the way down in the 4-hour. So this is the zone I ended up drawing in, was that 2-hour level or this one, right? So they might actually buy it up here. I might actually be an idiot because I've completely forgotten about that 8-hour level that I wanted to buy. I think that was my original. Should we be buying here? Because that was my level that I drew last night that I wanted to buy off of, and I've completely forgotten about it. Maybe we'll buy. Maybe we'll buy again. Let me add to this one again. We're gonna get back in. That's fine. We'll get back in a little bit, see if we can do that. I think that's the level. Shit, that question just reminded me that this is the exact level I wanted to get in at. and I DCA'd starting up here and I forgot about that one. Anyways, the 8-hour level is pretty solid. So I'll draw a level that I want to get in at, right? And then I generally use the hourly time frames, 1, 2, 4, to determine what's the direction going to be intraday, right? So if you've got you know, here I'll show you for sort of yesterday, right? Because it makes more sense probably. You can see if the hourly closed here, it's probably going to come back and the rekiss, right? Hourly failed to lose this level, so it's going to come up, right? Generally, you know, 4-hour level is pretty strong, right? It'll tell you the direction. If you have a failure here, you're going to go up the other way. I use those, right? You can figure it out on your own. And then the 15, 30, and 5 are just kind of like helpers to get me like to see what's going to happen immediately, right? So if I see like a 15-minute reaction off of a level, that's a really good indication that it's going to happen immediately. You can also say, okay, failure's here, so it's going to go for one more swing low, so I can prepare myself for another low, right? Those are just to prepare myself so I can know what's going to happen. Okay. Yeah, but generally the direction, the levels are a higher time frame, the mid time frames are the direction, and then the low time frames are to aid in how I manage my risk. What would make my day? I have a perfect day every day. I don't need things to make my day, man. Your general sense of well-being is completely mental, and what helps me with that sort of mindset is focusing on removing resentment that I have for things. Okay, so if I'm feeling angry at the market, I will pray for the market, right? If I'm feeling angry at my girl, I will pray for my girl, right? And give compassion, right? In my mind. Right? This is a huge thing that helps me not have so much anger. I naturally am a very resentful, angry person, but when I pray everything away to others, it allows me to have a beautiful day every day. Guys go hype hunter. There's a new hype feature, yeah, and I don't know how it works exactly, but yeah. Oops. What's my schedule like here? Okay, we're good.
Tomorrow Fed meeting.
Yeah, is it the Fed meeting tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. We'll see. I honestly, usually what happens on the usually what happens on the FOMC day is nothing until FOMC. So it's probably just gonna go flat until FOMC and then do some crazy spikes. What you should do is probably some stink bids, right? So for tomorrow, put the high time frame, fucking put some orders down here, right? And put a short here or something, you know what I mean? Like a buy here and a sell here, and that's it. Just like if there's a spike, great. And then just, you know, and then you could get a really fat, like you don't want to trade it. I mean, obviously, if you're trading on a prop firm that doesn't allow news, like Maven, or pretty much every firm, you shouldn't do that. But if you're trading a personal account, it's not as big of a deal. You can do what you want. But if you do want to trade the news, then that's what I would do. Or just fucking completely wait it out. After this, I got a couple more interviews, and then I'm gonna head back out in the Jeep. I'll pack up the Jeep again. I got some frozen food that's gonna last me a couple days. But honestly, I only have a couple days left. I literally only have a couple days of food left. Maven doesn't allow news. I mean, you can trade the news. Your profits don't count though. because it's too volatile and we don't want to promote traders to do that. It also makes Maven at risk for like insane random payouts, right? So it's not good for either end. Most traders do not understand the news and then they completely gamble it, okay? So it's a bad idea to promote traders gambling, and so I'm never going to allow traders on my firm to do gambling practices. Hats are bad for your head, might go bald. Wrong. How much time? 2 minutes, I believe. You're going to talk to support, though, because...
Will you only deduct profits for 2 minutes before and after or whole trade?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to support. It's honestly, like, I'm not support. I'm the content guy. Right? Like, Maven is such a huge company now that I don't even know the answer of some of these things. Because I can't remember. You'd be wise to talk to support, right?
Doubts.
Doubts. Yeah. Wait. Doubts, bro. Sweet. Is that how you flex your delts, mate? Let me see. How do I make them look the best? That one looks pretty good. Pretty wild, bro. Yeah. New sticker. Beefcake.
Put pressure hands facing back.
Yeah, I do mirror selfies, bro. That's how you gotta. You turn like that a little bit and then fucking put your hands behind your back. And then you take your pants off too and then send that photo. Get some going. Get some going, bro. Fucking bruise. Is that a bruise? I think it's a bruise, huh? Is that a bruise, man? Got a huge bruise there.
Heard about it, let me get it on. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. She wanna Louis in a VV. Riding on the CG. You heard about it, let me get it on. And you know I'm holding out for the G60.
What's the tattoo? That's a bear. And then squid. And then we got... How do I show that one? That's an owl. I don't know how well you can see it, but... There's an owl on a clock. And then that's an eye, and then we have one more, no, two more. That's a bull, and then we have the bee. I mean, these look like good gains, right? Off that level, but we'll see how she goes. It could go a little bit deeper. I think this is ultimately the point where they're gonna have to reverse, right? They're gonna have to reverse here. There's gonna be a rejection somewhere here. That's a stream notification. Oh man, it's getting fucking live in there. Seem tired?
Tell the feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga really wanna die in the nighttime. Only time I feel pain when I'm feeling love. That's why I tell it on my face that I'm down numb. Only time on my mind when I'm all alone. That's why I'm never really alone in the nighttime. Change hoes like clothes, I can get attached. Cause these hoes 5 starters like lit matches. I've been feeling really lost, looking all attachments. I don't really go outside cause I hate traffic. I don't wanna go outside, get caught in traffic. Tell the feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga really wanna die in the nighttime. Tell the feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie.
Maybe that is the bottom. They love to get me with things like that. Eight-hour levels, bro. 8-hour levels. I wonder what the real time hours look like. Yeah, I don't like the real time hours. They're so lame. Electronic hours make more sense to me. Today's volume sucks? What do you mean? Oh, the price volume. Is it slower today? Maybe. Yeah, we will definitely have to be careful tomorrow because FOMC.
I'm one of the things that go bump in the night. Creeping up on your woman looking for something to bite. And I'll jump in it right. When I get her up over my crib, her desire I will apprehend. Extreme pleasure and pain is what will happen when we make love. My taste buds will taste blood when she wakes up. Her grave's dug, the face of a monster. We'll greet her with the scary surprise. Drink from me and live forever.
This is already tested.
Yeah,
that might be the trade. That might be it. But that's not enough to, because we have to make 400, right? Monster, vampire, hobgoblin. Yeah, it's kind of looking lame. I might go take a quick nap. Somebody said I look tired. I might go take a quick nap too. Yeah, I was up at 5 this morning. So I'm already on 5 hours of work here today. Yeah, we might wrap it up there.
What does taxes look like on earning on trading or prop firms in Canada?
Taxes on earnings and trading and prop firms? I don't know enough about taxes to be able to give you a solid answer. Some other people manage my tax stuff, so I don't know. So Canada, you have marginal tax rates that as you make more money, your tax rate increases for the extra amount that you're making. So like anything under like 20K is 0, something like that, right? And then like 30K is like 20% or something. 50K is like 40%. I don't know, something like this. And then over 6 figures is like 60%, something like that. And then so with trading, you can deduct losses. So if you lose money, you can take that off of your income. And for when you're investing, you can claim things as capital gains, which reduces your tax by 50%. So it's 50% rate, right? So let's say you made 100 grand and your average tax percentage was like 40%, 45%, something like that, somewhere around there, off of trading.
Future MNQ and CFDSNQ both are same or there is any difference?
and then so you'd have like 45K as taxes normally, but if it's able to be claimed as capital gains, then it would be like 22K instead. Right? I don't know what counts as capital gains exactly, so. I'm not an accountant. Futures and MNQ is the micro. NQ is the mini. So the difference is a 10x multiplier. Huh? Where you get the energy to be active all day long? Like you're 16 years old. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I work out on average 2 times a day. Sometimes 3 or 4. You know, sometimes 1. Like today,
Trump Coin Weekly.
Sometimes I yoga, sometimes I box, sometimes. But where's that hourly? Hourly's not even gonna be like anything like super important that's gonna make any sense. So, I mean, that could be the bottom based off the 8-hour level. I'm gonna let that run this this trade. If it goes down, I'll add more. We'll see if we can get a. We'll see if what the day ends up being. I don't even know, right? We'll just let it go and then check it later and see what happens. I'll figure it out later what I want to do. But we're not sitting in anything on the personal account. We accepted a $100 loss, which is perfectly fine. You know, if I had to guess at this point, that's actually looking okay. That's actually looking pretty okay. Those failures to lose, continuation back up. You might get a rejection here. You might get another low. It could look like something like this, right? There's a good chance something like that for the rest of the day, right? So I'd like to pick up more orders here if it comes down, right? Because they are giving some sort of support here now finally. So we'll see based off closes. But good luck with your trading, guys. See you tomorrow when there's more giveaways. If we had won a trade, I would have done another giveaway. But we need to win trades for me to want to do a bunch of giveaways.